Hello and welcome to Learn, Do, Become Radio. I'm April Perry. Today we're talking about smoothing friction points from the little details of life. This is all part of our effort to help you get out of the overwhelm and create simple systems so you can do what matters most. And if you are brand new, stay on till the end and we'll tell you more about Learn, Do, Become, how you can work with us, etc. But we are so happy you're here and hope that this podcast serves you today. And today we have a fun member spotlight. I really am finding some great things that are being shared in our Step Mastery Facebook group and our program Facebook groups. And because I want to be able to share their experiences and then share their stories, and I also want to provide value if you're not in the group and be able to feel some of that energy, I thought, okay, every once in a while, I'm going to highlight a member, share something that they posted with their permission, and then I'll add on some additional ideas or principles, some takeaways to help you to be able to apply these things to your life. Because little by little, you're going to find your mind feeling calm and clear. You're going to find your home feeling more and more organized. Your work, anything you're doing professionally or in a business is just going to be more smooth. And you're going to say, wow, I'm doing an amazing job. And that's what we want for you. So our spotlight today is from Carrie. She's in our Step Mastery Facebook group, and she posted about how she got her Amazon orders and returns organized. And whether or not you do a lot of shopping online or have orders to manage, I think her story will inspire you. And we're not just talking about Amazon orders. We're talking about how do you keep track of some of these little details that can end up sucking a lot of your energy and time out of your day. So here's what Carrie posted. I did some shopping on Amazon Prime for needed things, but got extras. Was trying to return something else, and the return window expired yesterday. Donation box is ready now. As a result, I checked all my recent purchases for quality, fit, true need, etc., and I'm returning 5 extra things for refunds. In addition, I searched Amazon in my email and took 3 minutes to delete all the old emails. Everything's packed up and ready for a drop-off at UPS when I run errands today. In addition, I've been working on emails to Xero this week in waiting rooms and while in line on errands, 3/4 of the way there. I'm headed out on an unexpected business trip and plan on finishing emails to Xero and some podcast listening in the airport. Okay, so I love the energy, the forward progress, and the power that is simply emanating from what Carrie shared. And I hope that you can feel that as well. I just want to offer her my congratulations and encouragement to keep going and keep building momentum. The fact is that many people waste a lot of time and money when it comes to online orders and in-person shopping. We have struggled with this in the past as well, because either items get broken or they're not what we expected or they don't last as long as they should. And oftentimes the effort to make the returns in a timely manner feels like too much. So we end up with money being wasted and stuff hanging around that we're not even going to use. So if we can create simple systems to manage these details, it frees our minds to focus on things that are more important, like building relationships, making human connections, living our purpose, taking care of our health, etc. Just as a quick side note, we had our 4 weeks to finish reunion call for the session 2 participants that joined us back in June. And we were asking them to share experiences, and we'll be putting more of that out on the podcast and on our website. But it was really fun because one person who shared said, I have things now in order and my mind is calm. I'm not feeling stressed. And I wanted to write a congratulations card to a neighbor. I forget what exactly it was for, maybe a graduation or something like that. Said I wanted to send it to a neighbor, and normally things like that would just completely slip through the cracks. I would never get to it because I was always overwhelmed. But because my mind is feeling calm, I was able to write that note and take that over. And we were hearing stories like this repeatedly, which is why really I'm here. I'm not here to make sure your emails are at zero or to make sure all your lists get checked off or to make sure that your house is clean. That's all totally up to you. And really, it won't impact me one way or the other. But, well, in some ways it does impact me because when you are free from all of that's weighing on you, now you can bless the world more fully. And that's like that butterfly effect where when you let's say you write a nice card to someone, or you go offer, a helping hand to someone, or you're a listening ear, or you start some new initiative that's going to really bless a lot of lives, that's going to ripple. So all of us benefit when the world gets more and more calm and clear and organized, because those ripples start coming from every direction. And that's a lot of positivity, which is exciting. And I think it's much, much needed. So I just want to share a few ideas. I wrote down 5 kind of takeaways that have been helpful to our steppers, the people in our STEP program called Steps to Everyday Productivity. That's our primary program here at Learn, Do, Become. But I just want to share these 5 things just to help you with these friction points, logistics. Yes, this is more about returns and handling shopping, but I hope you don't see this podcast as, oh, we're just learning about shopping or how to return orders. We're talking about how to create a calm mind that enables you to do beautiful things with your life. That's what we're doing. Okay, but a lot of times we do need things that are, logistically easy to implement. So that's where we're going. Number 1, note any relevant return windows on your calendar. Now, this is important, and I'll just use Amazon because that's where we are right now. On Amazon, when you request a return, they give you the due date right away. So they'll say, okay, return this by October 10th if you want a full refund. Now, putting a calendar reminder a few days before that due date will give you a little wiggle room and serve as a final call in case you don't get to it sooner. But we'll talk about how you could get to it sooner. But if you just make sure you're checking your calendar every day and not cluttering it up with a bunch of extras, you're going to feel amazing. And when you know that your calendar is open and clear and only holds the essentials, you will look at it every day because you don't feel like you're setting yourself up for feeling like you failed or like you're overwhelmed. A lot of people just don't even want to look at their calendar because it just makes them feel like they're trapped. But when you change the way you work with your calendar, and it's just appointments and things that have to be done that day, then when you see a little calendar trigger saying, hey, did you return that to, Amazon yet? Okay, you can make that more of a priority if you haven't up to that point. Number 2, use the 2-minute rule to assess every purchase the moment it comes into your home. Is it what you ordered? Is it functional? Are you glad you got it? And if you know you're going to return it, quickly open your app. Most of us can access this type of thing on our phone. Request the return right then. Note on the calendar when the return day is. Or if you want a bit of time to think about it, let's say you got some special cord and you're like, well, I need to plug it in, I need to try it out or whatever. Okay, if you need some time, then create a calendar trigger sometime in the next week or so. Give yourself this window that says, do I want to keep this item, this cord or whatever it is? Otherwise, it may end up at the bottom of a pile and you'll never see it again. So when we get the mail, for example, Eric takes a ton of stuff and just puts it right in the recycle bin. He only gives me the things that I absolutely need. When we get packages, we open them right away. We typically try to assess, okay, is this what we want? Great. If it is, we put it where it goes. Otherwise, we're looking at it and saying, all right, let's make those calendar triggers. Let's put this in the location where we are going to test it or use it or, that type of thing. And that gives us just a lot of peace. So I don't have one item that I've lost that needs to be returned. I don't think I've ever missed a window. And I'm not on it every single day and feeling stressed out. My systems are really simple and easy. So I don't think I've ever wasted money in an online order. So that's right there. If you just do this, you could probably save yourself, more than $100 or maybe even $1,000 a year, depending on how much you shop online. Okay, number 3, if you do decide to return something, put it out in your car, or you might have an errand resource box or bag somewhere near the exit to your home. So then when you're on your way out, you're not running around trying to remember what you need. And I know it's funny I'm writing this because it's so specific, but this was my family all growing up. We just had zero systems for things like this. So let's say I'd gotten a shirt at Target or something like that, and I want to go return it. Well, it's probably sitting somewhere in my room in a pile, and then we'd get to Target and I would think, oh yeah, I had that shirt I need to return. If we had just had a little spot in the car, or maybe a little box in the front closet or by the front door where we put things we needed to return, I would have done that. And then we would have just seen it on our way out. And there's a couple more tips I'm going to share that would have even been more helpful. But even just that, like a little return box. Some people keep a little return section in the trunk of their car, or maybe up near the driver's seat. There's a little bag or something like that. But if you can get it right out to your vehicle, or maybe if you take public transportation, yeah, you got it right by the door where your coat is, where you put your shoes on, that type of thing. It's going to save you a lot of angst. And number 4, add, quote, return items to, and then the location, end quote, on your errands list. So if you're new here, you might not know what we mean when we talk about your context-based next actions list. That's what I learned from David Allen, author of Getting Things Done. And having a weekly next actions list, I keep it very short. It's organized by context, which includes it's where you are when you're doing it. So it's things like home, errands, phone calls, computer to discuss, and then any other contexts that are appropriate for your life. But this is super helpful because then if your return items are already in your car and then you're out running errands, you can look at your errands list and it says, oh, return items to, here there's 3 or 4 spots where we can easily go in and return items and they take care of it. It's no big deal. And that's amazing. And then if you don't get out for a while, that calendar trigger that you created, that we talked about earlier, that will help you out. So you may get it done way in advance of that calendar trigger because it's in your car, you see it on your errands list, and you just go do it. And that's where it just feels so good because then your calendar trigger comes up and says, hey, are you going to return this item? And you're like, already did. And you check it off and you're feeling like, I am ahead of the game. I don't know. I always love it when a calendar trigger pops up to remind me of something and I already did it. I feel like I just got extra credit and I know it's not a race and there's no credit and I'm not trying to, earn worthiness or something like that. So I get it. But I just love when I can be ahead of the game. I think that's just kind of a natural thing. All right. And then number 5, keeping emails at 0, something Carrie had mentioned, is also really helpful because then you can track any refund emails, receipts, etc., and you'll just feel less overwhelmed. So on the show notes page, I have an emails to 0 resource that's totally free. You can opt in for that, and it will help show you how you could get your emails to 0 in like 30 minutes or so. You can take longer if you want to be more detailed, but 30 minutes, you can do the general process, and it's amazing. Because sometimes, let's say you're going to drop off something to return. Yeah, you can log into the app or whatever on Amazon and go look at your orders and find the little QR code. But a lot of times they just email it to you. It's super simple. Just pull it up and grab it. And so and then what's so great is they'll send you an email when it has been returned or when your refund has been credited. Just having a simple system to keep track of stuff like that. This is going to help you to be able to get the resources that you need in your home or office without having to be worried about it or having to hire an assistant just to manage your Amazon returns. There's so much that our family and our team at work is able to do with a small number of people because the systems do the work that otherwise you'd have to hire, 5 more people. And I feel like as you look at most of the world, if you have, let's say, a group of 20 people all working incredibly inefficiently, who are really disorganized, good hearts, but disorganized, it's going to take a lot of bandwidth. It's going to take the bandwidth of all those 20 people to do, X amount of work. When if you get 5 or 10 people who are very organized, who are working together with systems that make sense, you could do that same amount of work or maybe even more because it's so easy to just engage with one another and the systems take care of that stress. So that's something whether you're a business owner or you're working with a big team or you're an employee in a company that has a lot of disorganized people, if you can be an influence for good, help them, invite them to learn to become, help them to be able to build a command central. It's going to ease your workload because when you work with organized people, you don't have to follow up with them. You don't have to remind them to do things. You don't have to worry when you delegate something that's going to get done. You just know they're going to do it. And most people in the world don't even know what that feels like to work with a group of people who are dependable and who, you can trust 100%. That's how I feel about our team here at Learn to Become and why I love the work we do. So anyway, kind of covered a few things, but essentially diving into these logistics doesn't always feel fun. Setting up calendar triggers and making your next actions list and getting your emails to zero and all these things. Yes, while you're doing it, you might not feel elated because your brain is learning something new and you might be feeling ashamed of the past or frustrated with the past, or you might be wondering, does this really work? Should I really trust them? I get it. But you'll feel like a rock star when you never waste another dollar or minute juggling random items, worrying about your purchases or orders, or missing a deadline and having to eat the cost. And then your mind is open and free to be present with your family, take a nap, relax with a good book, put your energy out in the world, or do something that will help others. So if you have any more ideas as you've been listening to this, if something has come into your mind and you thought, oh, I wonder if I should share this idea, go ahead and come to our show notes page. There's a comment section and you can leave your suggestions and comments there. I love making this more of a conversation where the community comes together and shares what's working for them. So many things I've learned over the years have come from people I've never met in real life. Community members who have shared, oh, look, this is what we do. Oh, this is what I learned. Oh, have you checked this out? Have you seen this link? I love it because then instead of me feeling like I have to scan the whole world for solutions, I feel like we've got hundreds of thousands of us who are scanning, finding the best solutions, sharing them with each other, and saving us all a lot of time and energy on the things that really aren't that, long lasting, so that we can focus on the things that are. All right, if you are new here at Learn, Do, Become, or if you've been with us for a while and you're wondering, how can I work with you? Can you just solve my problem of overwhelm? Can you help me build my command central and create systems and just feel better about life so I'm not constantly running in circles and feeling stressed out? Yes, we absolutely can work with you. We would love it. Now, we have 4 weeks to finish. That's the best way to work with us if you want that coaching, you want something that's just 4 weeks where it's more intensive. We've got office hours, we have weekly classes, we have really a shortened curriculum that helps you build that command central, get results, feel amazing, calm mind, ability to accomplish projects. It's so fun. And just having this meeting, as I'm recording this, we held it yesterday, this reunion call with our session 2 group. I just felt so proud of them and so proud of our team and so grateful for the work that we were able to do together. So 4 weeks to finish, I would love for you to join if you can. It starts on September 1st, 2022. Or if you're listening later, then you can just go check out the page and find out, when our next open date is. But just go to learndobecome.com/4 weeks, the number 4, WEEKS, and you can find out more how to join. And then if you are a Step Mastery member, and if you haven't heard about Step Mastery, go to learndobecome.com/step program, kind of all together, one word. That is an amazing lifelong program that's included with 4 weeks to finish. So if you get 4 weeks to finish, you'll get that too. But we have a class coming up on Tuesday, August 23rd at 10 a.m. Pacific, taught by Jill, about time blocking, how to be able to build project time and good routines into your life so it's not stressful. So we would love to have you there as well. So anyway, come to the show notes page. You can find out what we have to offer. We even have our emails to zero resource. Come check that out. I hope you will immerse yourself in all things Learn, Do, Become. Really connect with us. Find the YouTube channel, free Facebook group. All of this is on our website and you can check it out. Okay, sending tons and tons of love and hope that you have a little extra piece when it comes to handling, Amazon orders, in-person orders, that type of thing. As we clear out all the things that cause friction, you're just going to notice this little boost in your step. It's going to make a big difference for you. Okay, lots of love. See you soon at learndobecome.com.